equality, gender-based violence. Despite significant progress toward gender equality, millions of workers, especially women, face violence, harassment, and discrimination in their workplace every day. A 2022 joint survey by the International Labour Organization, Lloyd Forest Foundation, and Gallup reveals a staggering fact: nearly 23% of workers worldwide have experience violence or harassment at work. That's one in every four individuals. Today, we're going to discuss this issue through four key parts. First, Li Yuxi gonna talk about the root causes, and Chen Tianyi gonna talk about the systemic causes, and Yuan Haoran gonna talk about the impact, and for solution, gonna talk about by Cao Yunhan. So workplace gender violence encompasses various forms: verbal abuse and intimidation, unwanted sexual attention and harassment, systemic unequal treatment, threats of violence or physical harm, psychological manipulation, and bullying. This is not a private or domestic issue, but a systemic crisis rooted in professional environments. Work should be a place for growth, respect, and equal opportunity. Yet, for millions, safety and fairness remain out of reach. Let's unpack with truth with authoritative data. The ILO and the ARF and the Gallup studies confirm that women and young people are disproportionately affected. The research covering diverse countries and industry with a robust sample size use standardized methods validated by international labor standards. For context, a 2023 EU agency for fundamental rights survey equals similar threats, showing women face higher rates of workplace harassment. So why does the 2022 report carry weight? Currency reflects post-pandemic workplace dynamics, mirroring current realities. Relevance focuses explicitly on workplace violence with detailed breakdown by gender and age. Authority, co-authored by the UN's ILO Global Safety Leader ARF and the renowned pollster Gallup. Accuracy, standardized methodology, and cross-national sampling ensure reliabilities, consistent with other recent studies. Purpose informs in the international policy and workplace safety standards, not commercial interest, enhancing objectively. So, Yuxi, what's the root causes of workplace gender violence?
According to the Gender Power and Progress How Norm Change, published by Align and ODI in December 2020, I have found 5 factors that contribute to workplace gender violence. The first one, the historical and cultural normalization of gender roles. Centuries of patriarchal system established men as primary economic actor and women as caregivers, creating implicit hierarchies that legitimized male dominance in workplace. This manifests as tolerance for masculine, aggressive behaviors and dismissal of women's professional authority, particularly in male-dominated fields. Evidence 1. World Value Survey in 2022, 40% of respondents across 79 countries believe men make better business executive. In Malay, 72.6% of women agree that the wife beating is justified. And the second factor is the occupational segregation and institutional discrimination. Systematic channeling of women into low-status roles concentrates power among men in high-paying sector. This vertical segregation creates power imbalance where women in support roles face greater vulnerability to abuse from the supervisors. Evidence 1. Women make up less than a quarter of university students in STEM field. 35 countries still lack laws prohibiting domestic violence. The third the factor is the economic dependence and care burden penalties. Unpaid care responsibilities force a woman into part-time contract work with limited protections. Fear of job loss deter reporting abuse, while motherhood penalties deepen financial dependence on abusive workplace. The evidence is the woman with the highest level of economic empowerment, we are 82% more likely to use modern contraception. And the fourth factor is internalized oppression and the behavioral constraints. Cultural stereotype pressure women to adopt accommodating communication styles, while combined with organizational gaslighting. This creates self-doubt that prevent confrontation of abuse. The evidence is APA trauma survey in 2023, 68% of harassment victims exhibit caregiver guilt, blaming themselves for overreacting. And the final factor is the intersectional vulnerability multipliers. Marginalized identities experience compound discrimination. For example, immigrant women in care work face the racialized sexual harassment, while of complaints as emotional instability. The evidence is adolescent refugee girls are half as likely to enroll in secondary school as male peers. Between the 49 and 75 of LGBTQ students in South America experience verbal abuse and 20 to 40% physical abuse. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And Tianyi, can you tell about us what other systemic and cultural causes keep this problem going?
Okay, and for these causes, I have three factors about this issue. So for the first one, let's imagine a workplace where 83.6% of employees can't even say if sexual harassment is banned. A Journal of Gender Studies 2024 survey shows only 16.4% of new industry workers have clear anti-harassment policies. And women here 2.5 times more likely to face harassment. This isn't just a policy problem, it's a full-blown implementation crisis, undermining workplace fairness. Paper 151 countries ban workplace sexual harassment, but only 39 extend this public space. And while 98 countries have equal pay laws, just 35 enforce pay transparency. It's like a speed limited law with no cops, rules that don't work. This regulatory arbitrage lets gender inequalities stick around. So why enforcement fails? For bureaucratic gaps, policies like good reporting and developing economics, a harassment victim might fight through 5 government offices to file a complaint. In companies, executive reporting misconduct get sidelined or bad reviews. And for culture blind sport, in male dominated fields, boys' club cultures normalized harassment. A Gender and Work Journal 2023 study says when male managers outnumber women. For compare one policy enforcement drops by 62%. Harassment goes unaddressed, despite growth. And so for the second factor, it's about workplace power dynamics. Let's think of a career growth as a ladder. For women, there's a sticky floor at the bottom, trapping them in entry level jobs and a glass ceiling at the top. Blocking promotions, it's not a metaphor, it's real. In the UK's financial sector, 72% of entry level women stay stuck for over 5 years, while men climb twice as fast. And in Australia's banks, men get 3 times more unprompted promotions. Managers give men high visibility projects, hurting women's chances. A Harvard 2023 study found male managers spend 63% more mentoring time on male subordinates. When bodies are tight, women miss out on client meetings and funding. Over time, this widens the gender leadership gap. And for the last one, the gender stereotypes in evaluation. What if your performance review depended on your gender, not your work? For women, it's the reality. At a Taiwanese university, Asia Pacific Education Research Journal 2024, female STM teachers with under 10 years experience get scores 1.2 points lower. Students think women can't do tough math. Women also rate themselves 0.1 standard deviation, lower than others. Men only 0.04 standard deviation. This self-critical gap makes them undersell their work. And real congruity theory, Eckley and Carver 2002, says leadership is seen as masculine. So women who lead get called aggressive. Eckley 2023 found women need 20% more exceptional reading to get promoted, unfair and a barrier to leadership. These issues are connected. A system keeping gender inequality alive. Weak policies like bias grow power dynamics back stereotypes. Bad evaluations lock in inequality. So that's all the causes about this issue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tianyi. And how does gender-based violence in the workplace impact victims? And how can you talk about this?
Okay, now we can see the impact on victims in workplace. It includes 3 parts. Firstly is the career development obstacles. Gender-based violence blocks career paths. Women facing harassment may miss the promotions. In my dimensioned field like construction, female workers often lose keys on-site training, handling skills. Next is the psychological stress. Victims suffer high stress, anxiety, depression. Transgender employees with workplace gender-based violence report threefold more anxiety symptoms with non-victim peers. The cause focus ensure poor job performance, long-term mental health risks. And finally is the economic losses. Trauma-related leave cuts income, cost of legal help, therapy, or job changing to escape violence fences. Low-wage workers may face a debate or struggle to cover basic costs. Next, I will show the problem and the harms in the workplace. The entire theme can be divided into 3 levels. We will see the rights revolution and the care staging first. Workplace gender violence violates rights. A teach study found 40% of women avoid senior rulers due to fear, starting both career and economic growth. Secondly is retaliation. Victims reporting often face retaliation. The 2008 Guangzhou case saw a harassed woman wrongfully fired as the union period profits over her rights. The normalizes abase in earning trust. And the second is the human cost like Cui Li. In 2023, sales director Cui Li was drugged and raped by her boss on a Hangzhou business trip. She suffered nightmares, panic attacks, and strained relationships, unable to work or trust others. Now I will do the conclusion on impact in victims in the workplace. Gender-based violence harms the victim psychological, physically, and economically. It wastes resources, block progress, and disrupt harmony. In workplaces, it violates rights and reveals system failures. We must act with awareness, demand accountability, and push for protective policies. Let's build a society where safety and digital are generated for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Haran. And Yunhan, we all want to know about what are the ways to enhance anti-discrimination and anti-violence legal framework as a solution.
Okay. Enhancing anti-discrimination and anti-violence legal frameworks requires a multifaceted approach, primarily encompassing three key strategies. First, countries should formulate and implement comprehensive laws in line with the UN SDG 5, especially prohibiting gender-based violence in the workplace, including physical violence, sexual harassment, psychological harassment, and other forms. For example, establish the legal principle of consent as the core to define rape, ensuring legal protections for victims. Meanwhile, eliminate discriminatory clauses against the women in laws such as ensuring equal rights for men and women in marriage, divorce, employment, and other aspects. Regarding this part, it is partially mentioned in Against the Winds and Tides, a review of status of women and gender equalities in the Arab regions. Second, promote gender equality related systems, set quotas for female seats in national parliaments and local governments to enhance women's representations in decision making. As DG5 data shows, as of January 1st, 2024, women accounted for only 26.9% of seats in national parliaments globally, and quotas can accelerate this process. Additionally, implement equal pay for equal work eliminates the gender pay gap and safeguard women equal rights and interests in employment and career development. This data is mentioned in Target 5.5 of Stage 5. On this third, establish gender bucket tracking systems. Countries should improve systems to track and publicize gender equality fund elections, ensuring public resources as effectively used to support gender equality projects and anti-gender-based violence efforts. According to SDG 5 reports, only 26% of countries globally had some gender bucket tracking system during 2018 to 2021, a proportion that urgently needs improvement. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As we wrap up, a huge thank you to each panelist sharing thoughts on workplace gender-based violence complexities from causes to cures has been powerful. Remember, change start with us. Let's stay connected, keep amplify those issues and support one another in turning ideas into real-world progress. Every effort to end gender-based harm at work matters, and I am so glad we are in this together. Thank you for today, and let's keep building a fairer workplace future. Okay, thank you.